Welcome to episode 48 of Tools in the Hall. I've been really looking forward to getting some of the new stuff in that I got in because it's new to the market. And I haven't shown you some of it before, and some things that I feel a little sheepish about because I just lambasted them in my last flyer drop video. So I have to reel that back a little bit, but still not all the way. And some stuff that that is brand new to the Tool Haul segment video. So if this is your first Tool Haul video, welcome. If it's your 48th Tool Haul video, thank you for returning. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. I like to think that these videos are the bread and butter of the channel. It's where we have most of our information. And if you find it valuable, please do subscribe. It helps the channel grow, gets me a little extra ad revenue, and I appreciate the support. First off is this K-Tool wrench extender adapter. You've seen me show you the Vim and Mueller Cupes 13 and 15 inch long wrench extenders. This is an adapter that has the same kind of jaws here for your wrench, but a 1/2 inch drive hole in the center of that you put a breaker bar in. It's a little bit higher profile than the head on the wrench extenders themselves, but this has some applications that the extenders don't have. It has a bolster. I don't know if you can see it on the base there, so you can actually use a wrench on it if you wanted to, or use a breaker bar in the square drive hole. I'm going to deliver this to a customer who specifically asked me for it, so I'm going to ask him what his application is because I'm dying to know why someone would want to use these over the regular wrench extender. Or if you can think of an application, please leave it in the comments below. Let's share the knowledge and learn from each other. And this is a great tool to use as a learning opportunity for all of us. I've got a couple of Coast lights in. I've bragged about Coast for many years, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse. This is the XP H25R light. This is a regular headlight, flashlight rather, that a customer asked me specifically for a couple of them. He's going to, I think, buy them for his daughters because he's such a fan of the Coast products. He wants to give a real high quality light to his kids, and that's a great option because they have lifetime warranties, all aluminum housing on them. They're dual power, so they run off of alkaline and or rechargeable batteries, and they have a focusing beam. And the best part about the Coast warranty process is if you break one, I just give you a new one. I don't have to send it in for repair or replacement like we do with the Streamlight units. I always feel like these are a bit of a crapshoot, but when I buy coolant tank adapters, there's a few companies that make them. Stant makes them. This is one from Ossenmacher. Excellent high quality adapter. They are pricey, and you never exactly know which is the right one for your application, but this is the one for Volvos and VWs. It's the 48 by 3 millimeter adapter. I'm hoping, based on the customer's description that he gave me, that this is the right one, but I can't be exactly sure. But I got it for him anyway, just to see. This took a long time to come in. It was on back order for ages, but I'm glad that it finally did come in because he's been wanting it for a long time now. And you know, as long as you're willing to pay the rather expensive price tag on these of $59.99, they're excellent quality and they'll last you forever. But I know it's an expensive item for what it is. But again, if you're using it to earn yourself some money, it'll pay for itself fairly quickly, like any other tool that you buy if you're a professional technician. But, you know, it just seems like for a piece of metal, it's a lot to pay. But Ossenmacher's quality is very, very good. And I've never seen a bad tool come from them at all. I don't think I've ever taken care of an Ossenmacher tool under warranty, so I know that they have a lot of longevity, and this should last forever. V8 makes a lot of tools that you don't necessarily find from other brands. They have really good thin wrenches. They have service wrenches in a thin wrench style. They have angle wrenches in a thin wrench style for hydraulic fittings or to do brake jobs on certain exotic cars. I think Porsches have a nut on a brake that requires a thin wrench. If you've worked on them, let me know if I'm right or wrong about that. But last I sold some of their thin wrenches was to a guy who's working on Porsches. He said even for the brakes. But they also have a really good set of crow's feet. This is a jumbo crow's feet set. This is standard, and it goes from 1 1/16 inch all the way up to 2 inches. I might use this for my thumbnail pick. A customer asked me for them a few weeks ago, and before I delivered them to him, another customer saw them on the truck, and then he asked for a set, and then I think a third person asked me for a set. So I finally decided I'm putting these in inventory, and I'm always going to have a set on the truck. If they're popular enough among those guys, and they're going to be popular with other people too, for the guys that work on large vehicles like transit buses, trash trucks, and the guys who do fleet maintenance on large trucks are going to find these helpful. So I'm always going to keep a set on the truck, and they cost $164.99 right now. They're on sale for. Normally they're $203, but they're in the flyer right now. I think you've seen it in the flyer video that I put out. This exact same set. So glad to actually show them to you in person and start getting them on the truck. K-Tool has an excellent set of step drill bits. It's a regular 3-piece set. They put a lifetime warranty on them. It's one of the few that I know that do. That's not, say, Mac and Macco and Snap-on, but you're going to pay like 5 times less for this set. This is a $30 or $35 set of drill bits, where you're spending well over $150 on the Mac truck, at least. I think Macco's up there in the price as well. I haven't checked Snap-on and Cornwell, but I think they're pricing similar on that. For the price and the warranty, you can't beat them. I've only ever replaced one under warranty, and that was not too long ago, but I've been selling this set for years with great success. I sell them to fabricators who say they perform just as well as more expensive ones that they've used. So big fan of that drill bit set, and it's a regular item that I keep on the truck. Also from K-Tool is a damaged Torx screw extractor set. It has 11 pieces in it. This is the set that'll take out rusted, damaged, corroded Torx screws. And they work fairly well for a rather inexpensive set. It's less than 50 bucks. You can use it with hand tools, use it with power tools. They're just the thing you need if you have damaged Torx screws, because how else are you going to get them out unless you have a set like that? They also have a set for damaged hex head screws that have the female portion on the head, and this is a good functional set of extractors. I got a customer who has a Stinger a Streamlight Stinger flashlight, and he dropped it or ran over or something, and he broke the bezel on the front. I'm giving him a replacement. These are what they call the face cap assemblies for the Stingers. It comes with the reflector and just screws right on in place of the old one. So off with the old, on with the new. It's not a warranty item, unfortunately, because he dropped it and ran it over. But it's a $40 replacement item, and make the light as good as new. I own, myself, a pair of these K-Tool wireless Bluetooth earbuds. They're excellent for listening to music, very good frequency response. And I use them for talking on the phone a lot. I get very good connection quality with them, cuts down on noise, and I can keep my hands free so I can type at a computer or do some other work while I'm talking to somebody on the phone without having to put them on speaker, which I hate doing because that kills the audio quality. They're also capacitive touch, and you just use a sequence of taps to evoke certain functions from your phone. So you can answer calls, you can hang up on calls, you can send calls to voicemail. If you're listening to music, you can pause and play using certain tap sequence. And they're in a rechargeable case. And I like them a lot because they allow me to do more with higher quality. Like when I'm typing away or talking to somebody, I can manipulate my hands and pick stuff up and look at things if I'm talking to somebody and I need support on something. So I rely on them a lot. And right now they're about 90 bucks. I think they're also in the flyer. I don't know if I put that in the last flyer video that I did, but I did put these in the last flyer video. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, Lindsay, you said that K-Tool Bluetooth wireless speaker cost too much money and that you're not going to put them on the truck again. Well, that's true. Half of that's true. They are too much money. But what I found when I was looking around for other speaker options was that K-Tool sells these to dealers in a 6-pack. So per speaker, they were a few bucks less than what they would cost me if I bought them individually. So I figured with my cost savings, and if I can bump the price by $15, then I'll make out okay. I'll still be able to make my regular margin on it. Even though it's not as high a margin as I would like, it's good enough. It's my minimum margin that I can still make it work. So if I buy them 6 at a time, lowers my cost, bump the price a few bucks to the customer who has paid $180 for these in the past. Right now they're on sale for like $169, or they were on sale for $169 in this flyer. And you saw me kind of call them out in my last flyer video. I said they're too much money, and they are, but I'll sell them for less than the flyer price just because I can get a price break on them when I buy them in quantity. Great frequency response. I love the controls on them. You can answer and talk on your phone with it if you wanted to. It's rechargeable, it's portable. They've got a good weight to it, which means they've got heavy magnets in the speakers and really good bass and treble response. Very happy with the performance of the unit, just not so happy with the price, but I can make it work. So I'm glad because it's a good product and I didn't want to stop selling it. So glad I can make it work. Thank you ISN, who's the K-Tool distributor who bundled them together like that and has a 6-pack available. So thank you. I think you saw this one in my flyer drop video. This is the Titan Shop Iron brand of welding helmet, and you saw the pinup version that I showed you. And there's Miss Friendly right there, huh? She says, "Hey, big boy, do some welding with me." And she says, "No, I'm gonna get jealous if you do welding with her. Weld with me." And she says, "No, weld with me." And I say, "Whoa, girls, there's 2 of you, 1 helmet, no sweat. Chillax. Plenty left to go around. No problem." Very functional helmet. They're on sale for $144.99. They have external knobs for darkening and grind mode. Normally I put the ones, the flame and skull motif on the truck, and I have one of those on there now, but I'm going to put that one on there because I erroneously ordered it for somebody. I'm thinking it belonged to Cass Nichols, who you know from this channel and live streams and stuff. And I don't know how I put one under his name, but I was wrong. And I talked to him about it today, and he said, "I already bought a helmet from you." I'm like, "I know, and for some reason I have this under your name." But clearly I was wrong. I'll just throw that up on the shelf and put it in inventory. I'm sure it'll sell before too long. It's a nice design. It's a throwback to World War II era pinup art, and I think it's nice to see that kind of stuff again. It's good. It's good for nostalgia, and I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember, World War II era stuff, but the artwork was pretty popular back then. I kind of like it. It harkens back to, I think, a very different time in our existence, and it evokes some really cool emotions and feelings and memories, especially if you've had stories told to you, maybe from your grandparents or your grandfather if he was fighting in the war, and it's kind of cool. So it's just it's a neat thing to put on the truck. So I'll put that next to the Flaming Skull helmet. Same brand as the Titan Shop Iron. I think the Flaming one's a little bit more money because this one and another design or two are on sale in the flyer. So it's nice that I'm getting some of the flyer stuff in to show you in person and put it on the truck to support the flyer sales. Master Cool has a rather inexpensive and highly functional UV light with a pair of yellow glasses. This is a non-rechargeable light. It takes 3 AAA batteries, but for $50, it's an excellent set, inexpensive. Lights up rather bright, so it's very easy to pick up a leak. And when you're using the yellow goggles, it really makes that dye stand out. So good, inexpensive set. Lang has a few different versions of the Thread Chaser kit. This is their 40-piece set. You have seen this same set on the Matco trucks, the Snap-on trucks, the Mack trucks. I think Cornell probably carries the same one too. It is made by Lang for all those other brands. And if you buy one, you've bought them all because they're all identical and exactly the same. In fact, you can see this same one in some of the supplemental catalogs from companies like Snap-on that don't have one that they make. Rather, they have it branded for them by Lang. And it has a complete set of taps and dies, as well as thread files. And it comes in a nice, handy, below molded case. You've heard me brag plenty of times about the quality of Sunex impact sockets, and these are fantastic. 1/2-inch drive, 26-piece set of standard or metric. Lindsay, what is it? 12 pieces. Oh, metric. Metric set. This set goes to our good pal Larry B, who you've seen on the live chats, and he always leaves comments on the video. So, hey, Larry, I know you're watching. By the time you see this, you will already have this set. I will deliver it to you this week, but this video is not going to air until the first week in May. So, here's your socket set that you already have. Hope you're enjoying it. I love Sunex for a lot of reasons. They have very high quality wrenches and sockets, and a lifetime warranty covers it all. Their warranty policy is very easy. If you don't have a dealer who can just swap them out for you like I can, you can go directly to Sunex using their Sun Express program. Log on to their website, you fill out an online form, take a picture of your broken tool, upload it to the form, and then they'll send you a new tool. Easy as can be. I love Sunex a lot for a lot of reasons, and the fact that they make things that easy for you as a consumer means a lot to me as a retailer. And they make things even easier for me as a retailer, because all I do is I just return the broken stuff to my distributor while I'm ordering new stuff or handing you new stuff on the truck, and then it's back to my inventory from there. So very easy company to work with in that regard. Very high quality products. When it comes to impact sockets, it's usually a toss-up between Sunex and Gray Pneumatic. I usually just go with pricing and availability, but Sunex does have the edge in ease of warranty fulfillment because it is easier than Gray Pneumatic, who does not allow you as a consumer to deal with them directly. You must go through a dealer. Still, very high quality products, excellent pricing. This set here costs $260. Also on the flyer, I showed you the Titan Vapor non-aerosol sprayers in their new colors. This is their orange one, and they have them in green and black. I have a green one on the truck, a red one on the truck, and I just sold the last orange one. I'm actually delivering this to a customer this week, so this will be gone again, so I got more orange ones coming in. And no, I lied. I don't have a green on the truck. I sold the green one this morning, so I'm down to one red one. And I like the fact that they come out with these other colors because, no surprise, they sell more of them. Before, I could only stock red or blue. I usually just opted for red, and they sold occasionally, but it's no surprise that since I started putting the new color offerings on the truck starting last week, they're all gone already. And I got to get more. And I sold more of these in the last week than I've sold probably in the last month. Or two, maybe even, because of the new colors. They're eye-catching. They look good on the shelf. People gravitate toward them, especially green. People love the color green, as you probably know. And if there's a green option, I'll get it because someone's going to buy it. And I love the fact that they're putting these in these colors now. And they take the same caps and repair kits as the Sure Shot non-aerosol sprayers do. So I could sell somebody a Sure Shot branded cap that has the ears on it that fits this perfectly, and I sold that to him along with one of these this morning, and I'm happy to do it. And he saved himself some money over the Sure Shot ones. This is the automatic adjustable wire stripper from SG Tool. You have a little depth guide here, and you move that to the depth that you want to strip your wires to. Feed the wire into the front, squeeze the pistol grip, and it clamps down on the wire, and then pulls back the jacketing and strips it. And then if you want to cut it, it has a little cutter blade down in there. Just put it in there and again, squeeze the handle, cuts it right away. Very easy and fast. Faster than doing the old kind and twisting it a couple of times and pulling it off, or even doing it with a knife. This is much neater, much faster. This is a real tool of refinement and a tool of convenience. Anything like this that for the few bucks that it costs makes you faster and more efficient will pay for itself because it means that's more that you can do in the course of a day. So you combine something like this with a wrench extender, with different ratchets that help you work faster, or power tools that take a manual process and make it quicker. Things like that add up to saving you, minutes per car and hours per day. And that's more cars that you can work on in the course of a day, more hours that you can flag, and you're going to make more money. So consider things like this when you look for ways to make yourself more efficient and earn more money, because something like this is key to that. I've been selling GloveWorks gloves from Amex now for a while. SAS Safety and GloveWorks both make very similar glove. I opt for the GloveWorks ones. The cuffs on these gloves tend to fit a little bit better than the SAS Safety ones do. So these are the ones that I get. These are 8mm gloves, and this is a double extra large glove because one of my customers has these gargantuan hands and he needs double X for it. So Jason, if you're watching, these are for you, but you'll already have them by the time you see the video. He's a great guy. I love him a lot, and he's one of the only guys I know that needs double XL gloves. So I supply his shop with gloves, and I'm always stocking their large and extra larges, and he gets those just for him because no one else in the shop wears gloves that large. Speaking of Sunex and how awesome they are, here's a 10 to 19 millimeter offset wrench set. Full polish, 45-degree angle on the heads. You may have heard these referred to as angle wrenches. These are not angle wrenches. These are offset wrenches. An angle wrench is an open-ended wrench that has a 30-degree angle on one end. On the opposite end, it has like a 60-degree angle. They're made mostly for hydraulic fittings and some other specialty applications. So those are angle wrenches. These are offset wrenches because of what they call the offset here. So Sunex has an excellent low-cost set that is that's very popular when you need this kind of specialty wrench. And Sunex is the brand that I gravitate toward for stuff like this because not only are the prices really good on this, but they're one of the few companies that make these and the half moon wrenches and some other specialty wrenches. This set here only costs $70. You've seen me brag about their stubby wrenches too. They're one of the only manufacturers I know that has a standard stubby wrench set that goes up to 1 inch. And again, it's about $70. So for the price that you're paying for these, compare that to the price on Snap-on or Macos trucks. And you'll see that not only can you get very high quality tools for way less money, but they're also readily available. And if you need help with warranties, Sunex has you covered. Like I mentioned before, they're terrific to work with. They make excellent quality products. I wholeheartedly recommend them because of that. And I'm very glad that I get to sell their stuff, because anyone who knows their brand brags about it to other people who may not know the brand, especially if it's a younger technician who gets on the truck with an older technician, and they might see a Sunex branded item on my shelf and ask about it. And if the seasoned guy knows, he'll say, "Oh no, those are excellent." I have that conversation all the time, and I love it when other guys have bought into brands that I'm selling because they basically do my selling for me. And if a guy at the shop trusts what they have to say over me, and they should because they may not know me nearly as well, then that convinces somebody that he can feel good about buying a brand that he may not have heard of up until that time. But once you buy that brand and once you start looking at other people's toolboxes and you see what other people own, you realize that these, non-tool truck brands like Sunex, Great Pneumatic, Gearwrench, Milwaukee, stuff like that, are just as premium quality as the stuff that you can get with the Snap-on Maco and Mac names on them. The other day, somebody looked at the ceiling of my truck and said, "Hey, you're low on ratchets." And sure enough, he was right. So I'm restocking on ratchets. So I got a bunch of Gearwrench ratchets in. They're 90-tooth designs, which have been out for a couple of years now. Are very good sellers, very comfortable. I like their designs a lot. They have a slightly different head design. It's more of a keyhole design than what you've seen on their older 84-tooth or their 120 XP heads. A lot of them have comfort grip handles on them, and They're a very good serviceable ratchet. They also have a flush mount selector switch on it to minimize breakage if you whack it against something. This is the 1/2-inch drive model, and the pricing is really good when you compare them to very similar Matco ones, which look to be, well, they're 88-tooth ratchets are almost identical to the 84-tooth Gearwrench ratchets. You can actually put Gearwrench guts into a Matco ratchet and have it work just fine. I don't know that Matco is competing on the 90 or 120 tooth level yet, but they've had that design for a long time. It's perfectly comparable to the Gearwrench ones. And, you know, I say stuff like that in these videos, and there's always somebody who says, no, the Matco ones are better, and then someone else says, no, the Gearwrench ones are better. So it's really just a matter of your experience and your opinion. If you have a particular preference for one brand over the other, just know that you're going to spend an awful lot less for the Gearwrench ratchets than you're going to spend on the Matco ones, and I think you get a perfectly comparable product. The reason I'm not saying that about Snap-on is because Snap-on does have outstanding ratchets. They are widely regarded to be the best in the industry for feel and function. Now, they hold up just as well as anyone else's ratchets, but they feel different because of how the head is constructed. They put a rubber gasket underneath the faceplate, and that creates some tension with the gear in there, and it makes it for a very smooth, tight feel that a lot of guys like. Some guys don't like the back drag on it, which is, you know, after you tighten something down, the back drag is, you know, how much force it takes to then ratchet it back. If you have more back drag, then it's going to take more tightening force before you can free up your ratchet to drag back. And if you have less, then it's going to go back easier. So some guys like one design over the other. Sometimes it comes down to back drag on these, depending on, you know, how usable it is for a particular technician in a particular environment, given a particular application. And some guys own multiple brands just because they like some for one application and some for another. So this is the 1/2-inch drive, 16-inch long ratchet. I have a similar one in with a full polish handle as opposed to the comfort grip handle, 1/2-inch drive. I have 1/4 drive, 90 tooth in both the full polish and the comfort grip handle. And I've got 3/8 with the comfort grip handle, again, the 90 tooth one. But here's the new one that I'm dying to show you. I've seen these advertised for a long time. It took them a while for some reason to become available from my distributor. But these are the new Gearwrench 120 XP slim head ratchets that have a locking flex head on them. They lock by sliding this button to one side or the other. So you push the button in this way and it unlocks the head. It's a 9-position lock on it. Oh, I hit the button again. It's a 9-position lock on it. And then just push it again to lock it. And I've because these are so new, I've yet to see them in action in the field. So I'm dying for people to buy these so that I can get a full report on how good or bad they are. Some guys don't like flex heads, but it's a pretty good positive lock on these. So I'm really eager to know how well they perform. The other thing about this is they've changed the head design. It's not the teardrop design like you've seen in their other models, where it has now an oval faceplate. And instead of keeping the faceplate on with a snap ring, it screws in with 2 Torx screws. So it's a sealed head. It's supposed to do better at keeping dirt and gunk out of it. We'll see. I'm dying to know. This one is a 15-inch long 3/8 drive. And here is a 9-inch long 1/4 drive with the same features. Same push button to lock the flex head, same head design, and it's a 120 XP mechanism. These also have a flush selector switch to reduce breakage. And when you compare the heads on these, you can see that this guy here is much slimmer than the conventional 90 tooth one. So you save a bunch of room. There you go. You can see how much. Oops. You can see how much slimmer the new one is, and the same with the 3/8. When you compare the heads on these, the new design here is significantly slimmer. Let me line them up for you. There. Significantly slimmer than the old design. So you can get them in a tighter space. We'll see if the locking mechanism is good. I don't know. Dying to find out. So hopefully we start getting them in customers' hands and they can test them out and give me some good feedback and let me know what they think, and I will let you know what they think. Or if you already own these or have used them, please leave your experiences in the comments so we can all learn from what you know, and we can all share the knowledge and help each other out and help each other get better at what we do, because God knows it's a difficult enough industry. So much of what we know is we learn on our own, but let's learn from each other where we can. Share your knowledge if you got it. Ask questions if you must. Maybe somebody else can answer questions that you might have about particular products that you've seen here that they have used that you've been curious about. And keep watching the channel because we have lots of videos coming down the line, including some air tool repair videos where I show you how to disassemble and restore a Matco 3/8 drive air impact that was made by Ingersoll Rand, as well as a 3/4 drive Cornwell air impact that's made by Aircat. And of course, our regular tools in the haul segments are always popular, and you'll see one of those every few weeks. So do me a favor and click down here now to subscribe so that you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, use a tool. Don't be one.